presidential election is very critical from an important point of view, which is the foreign policy, and which is why practically every nation that's present as a part of the United Nations is watching out for how America plans to put out its foreign policy and which president will come up to power and then change the course of the way they've dealt with countries like Libya, Syria, and of course many others, including what happened in Egypt. So I think many ways what's going to be closely watched is that the war on terror is a very important election pitch of anyone who's looking to be the president of the United States. Can they continue to remain a body which watches out for, a country that watches out for critical issues around matters of terror, around what are border security, and closely look at countries that they have been associated with, which are somewhat torn with war today when we're talking of Syria or Libya, which is trying to come out of this, or Afghanistan, which has remained a very huge flashpoint for the United States, even as it tries to convince its voters how they're going to approach security in general across the world and deal with that very critical issue of Taliban. Pakistan is another space that's going to be watched for, and Indians will be looking to know what is America's sort of approach towards Pakistan and the drone attacks that are being watched out for. So essentially this election, while everyone does talk about the economy, a very important part indeed. But then will be watched on military expenditure, defense, how they're approaching United Nations, and more importantly, how they're approaching the US presence and presence of troops across countries and flashpoints where the US has had a bit of a love and hate relationships with key parts of the rest of the world, where things are tough, not just for the US, but for countries that are trying to come out on their own and find their feet.